Welcome to the Old Dirty Time Capsule. It's your boy, Daniel. At least I hope I'm your boy. Today I'm here with my boy. I know he's my boy. My boy, J-Ron. You know what I'm saying? Me and Dude go way back. Today we're going to talk a little bit about just some of the things we're working on in our lives, the stresses, as well as some of our history with writing, with rap music, and like where we're going with our literary careers. You know what I'm saying? And to speak in one manner of a sorts, right?
Yeah.
Before I cut J-Ron off, he was asking me a question.
Nah, I completely forgot now. But I go by J-Ron. Name is Cello.ri. I'm an artist as well. Going back to what you said about our journeys and stuff, I feel like a lot of it starts and ends with, the squad. Like, a lot, for at least me, it started with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I definitely owe it to you in Paris the most.
Okay. Why? What's the story there?
Well, Paris is the one who introduced me to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If it wasn't for Paris, actually, I wouldn't know a lot of people.
How'd you meet Paris, bro?
I think we were on the same bus together in high school. And then we, funny enough, we didn't go to school together. We skipped class together.
Okay. Yeah. And I remember the day you met me. You and Paris came to the poetry slam at my high school. Cause I went to private school. You went to public school.
Or I skipped public school.
You skipped public school. And what you call it, yeah. And I just remember that day. I remember thinking, yeah, this guy's kind of weird. You know what I mean? But you was just like...
I was definitely different. I didn't know who I was. Like, I had just moved, what was that, 2014?
Yeah, I mean, bro.
2015?
No, bro. Like, this was like 2016, 17, bro.
Bro, we didn't meet 2016. We met at least 2015. At most 2015.
We may have, because we actually met twice. You know what I'm saying? We had 2 introductions. Because there was that day I met you with Francis. And
then the skate park day.
And there was a skate park day.
The skate park day. That's when we started chilling, actually.
Activities cannot be disclosed.
No, we were just playing ball.
Yeah, we were just playing ball. That's what we were doing.
Of course.
And skating in the skate park, as youth do.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, nah, man, you always bringing up the fact that I was pivotal in your music career. I always feel weird when you say that because that feels like such a dramatic statement. But
it's true. It's kind of like a catalyst or proxy. You know what I mean? Like by proxy, right? Is that the right term?
I think I think catalyst. Because I know, man. I do remember, and now I'm giving myself some credit here. Okay, but it was because bro. I remember locking in the fucking the bedroom studio that I built out of wood and materials.
You made that little fucking project.
Mm-hmm. I remember just being hella frustrated one day because I didn't have nowhere to record or feel comfortable. So I just built that little rig in my room. I made my mom take me to Home Depot, and like we stuck a piece of wood in the back of that little ass Toyota. A lot of my old stuff was recorded in that little studio, bro. Yeah.
A lot of my old stuff.
How do you feel about your old stuff? Adriel always says he misses the old Cello.
I was young in a sense. I didn't know who Cello was as an artist at the time. I was just kind of emulating my favorite artist.
Yeah.
In a sense.
But granted, it was drastically different than what you're doing now.
Yeah, because at the same time, I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm still doing what I do. I'm emulating my favorite artist. It's just my favorite artists have changed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My music is kind of like... The music I make is very heavily inspired by the music I listen to. Is it the same music that I listen to? Nah, I could be inspired by Linkin Park and make a fucking...
I love Linkin Park.
Like a dance hall track. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
So back then I was really listening to a lot of Earl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tyler.
So, but I guess this is the...
You influenced my rap as well.
Yeah.
The way you were rapping. Because I had somebody to kind of like...
compete with.
Box with, yeah, in a sense.
No, that was a good way to put it. I remember we were so competitive. I remember talking about like, oh, yo, this guy just got better than you, or like this guy caught up to you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna be not saying names and shit, but you know what I mean? And it was, sometimes I look back and I'm like, damn, are we toxic? And maybe, yeah, certainly.
Maybe the way you saw it, but when I saw someone get better than me, I would like, and they were like at one point they were behind me, so to speak. Like it kind of pushed me.
No, game was game. Game was always game. Game was always game.
Game was game.
But it was like, yo, I guess my mentality at the time was like, you either running with the wolves or you're not. Like, you know what I mean? And you have to, like, game is game, but you're playing with the wolves.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And
definitely. Cutthroat.
And in that respect, I think I was definitely very dramatic. I think that was part of why, like, I started hating it.
Music?
Yeah, because I think I was too competitive.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
And I think that's part of like my personality. I take things personally. And not on some like I hold grudges type shit, but it's on some like this was my toxic relationship to my rap career, okay? My very short-lived SoundCloud career, right?
I wouldn't say it was short-lived, man. It was a good era.
It was a good era, bro, but it was a short era. You know what I'm saying?
What?
6 years, bro, 6 years in the grand scheme of our whole lives. You know what I'm saying? That feels like a little blip in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm trying to say is, I think on one hand, I was pursuing validation and I wanted attention. You know what I mean? I remember going to, I think it was the second Morir Soñando event, and RLX, you know RLX?
Dreads, right?
Nah, hell no. Short hair. He kind of looked like me, but he Colombian, not Dominican.
Oh.
It don't matter, yo.
Right. Oh. He lived by the, he lives near
He lived by me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm X.
Yeah.
X, right? Yeah.
It was his dad put me on game, pulled me aside, because I think I was off, like, I think they had me on, like, Ritalin and shit at the time, and I was, like, on prescription medication for whatever the fuck.
I do remember.
You remember that phase? Yeah, that was a terrible phase.
I do remember that.
But and he was like, yeah, son, you're looking for your meaning in life. And I just remember that was the advice he gave me. It's like, that's why you feel so anxious, and that's why you're like going through all these throes.
Damn.
And then
Does he know you?
Nah, bro.
He just saw that from face value, like what it was. Like, he saw you.
Exactly, bro.
That's a crazy read to get on.
He was right, bro. He was right, you know what I'm saying? But it was because, you know what I mean? I think, man, you know what I mean? Man was also looking at me with concern and care at the time as well, you know what I mean? He wanted me to feel better. He could tell I was like, all right, this kid going through some shit. Let me hear him out. Because also, it wasn't even off the read. I spoke to him before. I told him about some things I was feeling, what I was going through.
Heard you.
It wasn't like he looked at me, he was like, hey, son, nah, it wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just struck up a conversation with him type shit. He put me on some game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pointed out some things about what I was going through that I really couldn't see that I was going through at the time. And truth is, I see him every now and then, but I don't even think he remembers me like that. Because at the time, too, shaving face, short hair.
Much different, Jan. You look much different now.
Compared to how I looked when I was 16, whatever, yeah, bro, we look very different. I mean, you look the same.
Yeah.
But I look very different. You've had a beard since you were like 11.
I'm kind of like I've grown into my look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm finally at that age where I look what I...
You look your age, finally, you know what I mean?
I finally caught up.
No, yeah. We had opposite problems.
That's facts.
But it goes to say where it's like, yeah, bro. And I think after I put out Man on Fire, I feel like that was like my last hurrah, my last attempt. And it wasn't what I wanted to be. And I was so disappointed. And I felt so empty.
Going back to what you said earlier about like a lot of it was like looking for validation or attention. Would you say that was like the main like point? You know what I mean? But
I have to clarify what we mean by validation here. Because it's not like I wasn't looking for approval.
No, you just wanted your art to be respected, right? Type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And that is a form of validation.
You wanted to be seen like, yo, this is nice.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted people to to acknowledge it, to validate it, to be like, nah, this is really it, bro. You can do this, you can make it. But at a certain point, I was like, yo, you know what? maybe I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think that goes through everybody's mind.
No, but I think it's an honest thought that you really
Gotta take.
everybody needs to consider.
For sure.
Because at the time too, my immediate answer was no. But then I gave as big a shot as I could. And
with
then
Man on Fire.
With Man on Fire, and I was like, nah.
Your efforts weren't. You saw that your efforts weren't,
But
appreciated.
yeah,
I get what you mean.
And it's crazy because and it was not for nothing. I can never say it was not for nothing, because that whole era actually prepared me, like skill-wise and ability-wise, to do a lot of more entrepreneurial adventures in my 20s than I realized. You know what I'm saying? Because even going back to, you remember when the video we were talking about when we first got here?
Yeah.
About where I was selling the CDs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brother, we didn't realize it then, but I made a flip. You know what I'm saying? I had a bag off of that.
For sure.
That I did not appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Because I was caught up in the attention instead of the money. You know what I'm saying? There's two things in life you can concern yourself with: money and prestige. You know what I'm saying? Financial power or, like social power. You know what I'm saying? Influential power.
Yeah.
There's the money you can, buy things to get shit done, or you can convince people to get things done for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes money does the other one and they go hand in hand, but you know what I'm really
One
saying.
and the same, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A balance of both.
Yeah.
Sir.
Depends, right? So anyways,
your favorite authors wants to collaborate on something, you know what I mean? You gonna name a price if it comes to you?
probably.
Really? You're not gonna do it off the strength and then do something off the back end?
So this is maybe. It depends. You gotta do cost benefit analysis or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But this is also why, and I guess it's somewhat of a good subject, why I'm self-publishing and not trying to go with a publishing company. You know what I'm saying? Part of it has to do with, I guess, maybe three things. One being Nipsey Hussle. He's a role model, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he laid out something of a roadmap.
Yeah, definitely.
And he did it in rap music.
But that translates.
It translates, right? You
Like
know
what we were saying earlier, that shit translates. You're selling something.
You're selling something, right? And that's why, it's something I want to do with books, right? I don't want to stop with just, selling this book, man. I want to start a whole publishing company, right? And just like print and publish fire books, like, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe even fucking be a publishing company and a movie production company, because it'd be ill to also turn those books into movies. Because honestly, bro, my whole shtick, like as a creative, I just love storytelling. You know what I'm saying?
Whichever way you can convey the story.
Exactly, right. And I like doing, business things or entrepreneurship things because it lets me like try to problem solve. And, I got my financial motivations in my early 20s, man. You know what I'm saying? And I want to try to build a business, right? And build something that could just be independent of other forms of like authority. You know what I'm saying?
Some type of freedom.
Because like I love my salary job. I work a wonderful salary job. I'm blessed with the job I have. You know what I mean? And I think it also gives me a lot of room to exercise and practice things that help me grow in my own enterprise. However, I don't own it. But you know what? Like, I want to own something like this. Because on the other hand, too, it goes back to my theory of like community and economic development, man. Like, we went through so much bullshit as teenagers, all because we lived in a poor hood.
Think so?
Hell, bro.
I don't like. For me, it's so hard.
Okay, yeah, wait, because you started in Andover, right?
Yeah,
bro.
I started in Andover for a little. Well, I started in Lawrence, and then,
No,
my
but
childhood was in Andover. My adolescence was in Lawrence.
Having lived in a suburb, I understand both sides as well. You know what I'm saying?
Like, how long did it take you to get used to like being on camera? You know, like getting your shit right.
I think I'm still getting used to it, bro. It's both like a conscious and unconscious effort.
Facts.
Oh, you feel weird right now?
Nah.
Be honest.
No, I don't feel like, bro, I'd be around, making music, obviously, I'd be around cameras and stuff. It's just always like a thing, like, I get stuck in the conversation, I forget. You know what I mean? And then there'll be like little breaks, and I'll be like, oh shit, we're recording right now, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's not that I'm uncomfortable, you know what I mean?
Okay. Are you used to talking on camera?
Talking on camera is different. I've never really talked on camera.
No, but that you're more or less a quiet dude.
A quiet guy?
Yeah. Because in my mind, and I don't mean like I disrespect you for it. Like
I would agree with that.
It's a quality that I don't often like even see about you. Because with me, you fucking talk your ass off.
Yeah, you're my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Nah, I definitely would agree with you that I'm definitely more quiet. But I just, you know, I'm the type of person, if I don't got anything to say, why say it? If I don't know anything about what we're talking about, why, unless I'm asking a question trying to get to know something about it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Why would I put my input on it if I have no idea what I'm talking about instead of just learning what these guys are saying, you know what I mean? Okay. Or just observing, you know?
I feel you.
Like, you can learn more observing than talking. You know, in a sense.
No.
You can ask questions and stuff.
I agree. In most cases. But all right, let's get back to like just music and stuff.
Yeah, man.
I started rapping because I wanted like, I think again I was looking for that meaning and I was looking for that usefulness. And I think that's also part of it. I felt like rap was like my best contribution to society.
At that time?
Yeah. And something about that was very validating. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why, I guess, and this is my question to you, so you could finally say something, brother. Why did you want to rap? Like, what were your, like, I guess, underlying motivations when you look back on it?
That's so hard, man. You know what it was? Right when I moved from Andover to Lawrence, freshman year, I was still chilling with my guy, with friends from Andover at the time. And we were really into Pro Era, you know, Joey Badass, Capital Steez. It sounds corny.
It is.
It sounds corny because, like,
I was there.
Being the type of artist that I am now, you know what I mean? Like, coming from that's really what inspired me. I knew I wanted to be a rapper when I heard those guys back at that time. Mm-hmm. Meeting you in Paris, just like, all right, I know people who make music. This is the perfect way to get into it. You know what I mean? That's what really started it. Before we even met, I wanted to make music. I knew I wanted to make a rapper, be an artist in some type of way, and that was the key. It was Pro Era. It's crazy because I don't even listen to them anymore.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I never liked their music.
Hey, looking back, I tried looking back at my old music, and I'm like, damn, this is what I used to listen to. Yeah. Not that it's bad. It's just I'm like, you know what I mean? People say there's substance, but really there's not much substance.
No. This is I agree. I feel like people conflate
boom bap with substance.
Yeah, I think in a certain respect, right? Because I feel like, sometimes they weren't really talking about much. They just had, like, rhymes.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
And that's cool. Not saying it's not cool, but, like...
I know what you mean. Like, some really great things I feel like came out of the Pro Era.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because Capital Steez actually gave us some very beautiful music. You know what I'm saying?
He has substance.
He had substance. Joey gave us some beautiful music. But overall, that whole movement, you know what I mean? I was like, this ain't panning out. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect, because those dudes have they've made careers for themselves.
Yeah,
they have fan bases. You know what I'm saying?
They made the whole respective lanes.
But at the time too, part of my distaste too was also, I'm like, yo, y'all fuck with this much? Like, this much? Like, because y'all love that shit. And I'm not talking about you specifically, but people our age.
Rocked with it, yeah.
People our age specifically at that time, too.
No, like, I rocked with it, but it wasn't like, you know what I mean? I think I think I liked Earl. When I liked Earl more than I liked Pro Era. When I did started liking Earl, you know what I mean? Like it was just what sparked the flame, essentially.
Okay, man, you know something I like, sudden realization. Yeah, man, our adolescence was fueled so much by seeking to fit in. Because I feel like even I shut my mouth when Pro Era came on. I did not talk about how I didn't like this. Because motherfuckers would look at you crazy, right? So it's like part of, I think, not even just like getting into rap, but just a lot of what we were doing, at least what I was doing.
Conforming in a sense.
Trying to conform or trying to not conform so
and
that you
look itself is conforming.
Yeah.
Because you're still playing the game.
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 Just want to act like you're not.
You just want to act like you're not, right? No, that's exactly.
I definitely feel you.
And I say that to say where I feel like the reason why I ain't fuck with Pro Era is because I fuck with Earl. Because this is the thing about it, right? Is that I feel like I got no facade from Earl. And more than that, Earl made me really confront my own demons as a teenager and as a young adult.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And to this day, I love Earl. And sometimes it's not always because of the music and how great it is. Because sometimes I'll be hearing it at first and I'm like, this is weird shit. Mm-hmm. But
just what he represents, bro. He's just like, he stayed him.
It's that also, but it's like, all right, fine. You know what? I may not like this one right now, but I want to see what you do next. Because for me, it's also the commitment to the overall journey and experience. To see where he just goes with it. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, fine. He may not have wowed me in the latest release, but bro, he got me on the last three, and they were weird at first too. Like some rap songs were strange.
Some rap songs are definitely strange, but
it grows. No, bro, that whole album grows on you. Nah,
I gotta listen to it again, but
say it, bro.
You know?
Listen to it again, but that album grows on you. It's really weird, but it grows on you. Because it's also about just like, because here's the thing too, look at whatever you're doing when you're listening to it. Because he's doing it, it's gonna sound crazy, but Earl is doing a Drake thing sometimes. Where you ever notice Drake makes music for the perfect setting?
Oh yeah, for sure. I would listen to Earl's, like some rap songs, I would probably listen to that one like I'm working, trying to focus on something. Personally. For me, it's like good, like, cause his instrumentals are just so like, you know, like soothing, you know what I mean? For like meditative, you know, like when I'm just trying to be calm, I'm cleaning or something, I'll throw some Earl on.
Okay, when I'm at the gym, you know what song I play?
You play Earl at the gym.
The Benz, bro. Ben, we don't break, we at the bank. Like, take, and don't take. You gotta listen to some rap songs, bro. I haven't heard that track in a minute, bro, but I'm thinking about like, yo, when I'm in the car, bro, Red Water. You know what I'm saying? Because something about just I know I'm a king, just like that little, so something about it feels like the knocking in the engine.
You know what's a great Earl song, bro, that actually just played randomly in my shit?
What?
That actually reminds me of you, bro. I think it just...
Is it Mirrors?
No. It encapsulates you, bro. Winning my sales. Winning my sales, bro. It came on the other day, and I was like, sheesh.
That's one of my theme songs right there.
Sheesh, bro.
That's a car, like, I mean, that's not a car. That's a song I listen to, like, on a 4 a.m. car ride.
Really?
Like, contemplative, like, trying to just be thankful for life. You know what I mean?
For me, that's a song I listen to, like, after a long day of work. I'm chilling, relaxing, so to speak, in this term, taking a nightcap, so to say. You know,
okay.
Drinking some wine. That's what I'll really listen to. Winning my sales. When you decompress and you just let your whole body go. That's what winning my sales feels like.
They landed in Plymouth.
You know what I mean? Just thinking about the old
smile
times.
on the face.
I feel like
sunshine on your face.
I feel like an old man reminiscing when I listen to that song.
Yeah. It has that nostalgia, and I think that's something too. So that was also, I think, a critical part of my youth was I had nostalgia. Like I really loved old things, and I still kind of do. You know what I mean? But as I get older, I start to like be a little more futuristic. You know what I'm saying? But overall too, and I think that's why I really loved Earl. Yeah, it had, and I think that's why we also love Pro Era. But also I think, man, we was trying to be hipsters, bro. Or like hipster culture was rampant. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely try to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Trying to be different, throwback.
Instead of just being ourselves.
Yeah, bro. I'm really like sweatsuit and New Balance all day, 24/7.
I'm vibing. This is, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Try to be too artsy, bro. We ain't like
no.
that.
Back then, I was definitely like, you know, trying to like, I'm a rapper, especially when I was like, you know how Adriel said rapping the way I was rapping back then. I definitely wanted to give that like pro era, like hippie, like vibe back in the day.
But it was hard, bro, because low key that was you.
Yeah.
But like not even on some like hard pro era shit, but the hippie shit, bro, that was you.
That's just me, yeah.
Bro, no, because I'll be real. Some of the more like psychedelic style music you made, especially, because that's I think what he's referring to, bro. Because even when you were on your little grungy shit, it was like a psychedelic beat. You know what I'm saying? And like you was messing with the tones, and from like start to finish, bro, it was like an auditory experience. You know what I'm saying? Stepped into then my mental and then you know what I'm saying, bro?
I still think that's one of my crazy. I think my pen was working crazy on that track personally.
I'm feeling nostalgic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't even know how long ago that was.
Nick once said, I'm gonna quote him on this. Nick once said that J-Ron breaks up with girls so he can make heartbreak music. But why is that accurate, bro?
The thing is, I've only ever had 2 girlfriends.
No, it's not like you out here being a dog and shit. I mean,
it's just, I get what he means though. It's I go craziest when I have a heartbreak. You know what I mean? Like that's when I make my most. That's why I make most of my music, honestly. And I think that's how my music evolved.
Why is that?
Because I feel like in music, for me, it became a lot about what you're saying. Not necessarily I remember back then it was like the bars. You know what I mean? I gotta be bars, punchline. You know,
the barsiest bars.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and then 5-syllable rhyme count and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? I was definitely more technical, but then I was like, what am I actually saying? You know what I mean? There was only that rapping like that for me. I could only do it for so long because I wanted to say something. And all those tracks where I am going lyrical, I think I am portraying a message in a sense.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like it wasn't just a rap. You know what I mean? Those tracks where I did that were.
I would say some of your younger shit was also very niche. It was very good, but it was very niche.
No, for sure. Very, very niche. Yeah. And I was just like, you know what? I saw that people wasn't really fucking with it, but I knew.
That's cap. But whatever.
Nah, I knew so the validation that I got from my old stuff, it was like more like.
It wasn't the validation you wanted?
It was like all the artists around me saw what's up. All the artists that was around making music at the time thought I was hard. But nobody that actually like listens to music in the city actually rocked with my shit. It was more like artists that rocked with me.
You wanted your average human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean average in the sense where like, I think artists are average people.
Of course.
But I mean, we often think ourselves special. But like people with a more broad, like popular taste.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to fucking be fucking driving and then hear my shit being played randomly.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? It's cool that everybody fuck with my shit. And at the end of the day, I didn't even take it like, yo, what am I doing? I even appreciated everything. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, like people really still rock with this in a sense. You know what I mean? It's just like crazy. But it's so hard for me to do tracks like that. Even now, back then it was hard for me, but even more now because I'm just not in that mind space.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the way my music evolved, it was like, going back to what I said, I needed to say something. You know, and I feel like the way I could connect to people was the most through when I was talking about my relationship problems. You know what I mean? And for me, like, I figured out I didn't want to be a storyteller type of artist. Like Eminem, he tells a story. Oh, like one night I woke up, I feed Haley's. You know what I mean? Like one line, like that type of story. Like a linear story. There's an ending and a beginning.
I'm fighting intrusive thoughts. Continue.
I didn't want to tell a story like that. I didn't want to be that type of storyteller. So I was like, how can I convey my message without like this is what happened. Boom, 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 point blank. Like you know what I mean? And that's when I stumbled upon focus on the feeling instead of writing a story or telling the audience a story. Try to make the audience feel what you feel. Don't let them, that's how I saw it. That's how I started approaching music. I want you to feel what I feel. I don't necessarily want you to know what I went through. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you hear a story, you connect with the feeling that person felt through that story, but like you might not necessarily connect with the story. Because the story might be too specific for something, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we all share feelings. You know what I mean?
I agree, yeah.
We all share the same feelings, but how we got to those feelings are different.
That's very insightful. Yeah, good observation. No, that's good. That's deep.
You know what I mean? So that's how...
Yeah, I like that.
I feel like the way that I could really make my audience feel me was when I'm talking about my relationships. It was just how my writing worked.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm fighting the urge to give you critical feedback right now.
Do what you gotta do.
No.
I know it in a way, it kind of tunnel visions me.
No. How do I put it? Because I feel like there's an easy way to misconstrue what you say. And to a certain extent, I think...
In my music or how I speak it?
Right now.
Right now. I'm not the most eloquent speaker.
It's not even that though, but I feel like it's not even a matter of you being an eloquent speaker. It's because you do the thing that I'm about to criticize.
All right, go.
In the sense where, all right, you're right actually. You make a very keen observation. You should focus on the feelings. However, sometimes, J-Ron, I feel like you don't focus on the language. But the thing is that the language... language is objectively what it is. You can use language to tell a story or you can use language to share feelings. And one critique I've had of your music is that sometimes I feel like he could have just chose one better word there.
I feel
you know what I'm saying? Or right, because that does go into articulating the feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a certain type of word. No, I feel you. This is something that you've definitely told me that I've been trying to.
Because it's different if I say I'm sad, J-Ron. That's different than if I say I'm depressed. And things that even the words hit different. I'm sad. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And it's not. Yeah, maybe it is because I'm saying it like that, but I'm depressed. It's hard to say I'm depressed happy.
Yeah, I'm depressed, man. You know
there you go. That just don't feel right? But no, however, and people get on my ass about this a lot, but it's only because I'm on their ass about this a lot.
Of course.
It's because I feel like they don't choose the right words.
Nah, I could definitely, for me, I used to be keen on words back in the day. I used to go out of my way to use different words and type like that. But I felt like the message got missed. You know what I mean? I feel like I was doing too much with the words and people weren't even getting what I was saying.
Nah, I get you.
You know what I mean? So I literally took, I started using the most basic words so I could...
I feel like that's key. However, I feel like there are
certain instances where you gotta spice it up.
Not even though is that I feel like there's so many more basic words you haven't used yet. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Because I think using basic words is the correct strategy.
For sure, I have a formula. I think you
need to expand your vocabulary, in my opinion.
That's right.
No disrespect. I know I said, in all disrespect, I don't respect you earlier. No. But in all right now, no disrespect.
No.
Because this is the thing, I actually firmly agree with you. I think a mistake people, and this is what I mean too, like when people are going to misunderstand what we're saying right now.
No, I get what you mean.
Not in our music.
Vocabulary, so I can convey my feeling even better.
Yeah. So
I get what you're trying to say.
So you have even more simple words to choose from.
No, for sure.
Because on this note too, man, I feel like a lot of people make this mistake, bro. This is why a lot of people can't get certain shit done. It's because they're thinking too intellectually, and it's like they're trying to be smart instead of trying to get the job done. If that makes sense. And I feel like that's what you're such a that's a great problem solver mentality right there, because it's like you realized you did exactly what I did. You realized, hey, this isn't really working. So let me actually pivot real quick. Let me adjust the strategy. You know what I'm saying?
In a sense, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I quit rap, because I'm like, yo, you know what? I like to write. I don't really like to rap. Oh, wait. Let me write a book, bro. Come on. Easy math. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's the same two words that I feel like that's exactly what you did. But yeah, bro. I feel like, again, bro, too many people be trying to outsmart other people instead of just solve problems.
Yeah.
Because Occam's razor, man, if it's simple, it's probably right.
That's facts. Less is more.
Less is more.
I'm a keen believer of less is more, bro. I live by that saying.
Okay. But just to reiterate too, is actually really like the point you made though. So the reason why you make a lot of or you have made a lot, you've gone through your heartbreak era, I feel like, in the last 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you'll be 20, 24 soon. So actually, I feel like the last 8 years or so, right? Maybe not six.
Mm-hmm.
And again, 6 years is not a long time, right? But I like to reiterate is I think this is really cool what you said, but that it's about trying to convey the feeling rather than tell a story. Because sometimes also the story can be too personal.
Exactly. How's anybody supposed to relate? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they're going to relate to the feeling that story made you feel, that story put you through.
So but would you not say that there's a balance?
Of course. There's a balance. You know what I mean? It got to be broad. You can't get too specific if you're telling the story, you know what I mean?
No, I get you. But I guess there's something like, because I feel like relatability is only one factor in a song. What we also talk about, and this is what I will say, your music became more catchy. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to be critical and be like, that's bad. I love Drake, and it's because his shit is catchy. And there's something to be said about the entertainment value and the entertainment factor of catchy songs. And first of all, that's very hard to do. You know what I mean? Making a catchy song. And that's why Drake, I think he's goated, right? He doesn't have the greatest greatest high-end artistic resume.
Yeah.
The way maybe a Kendrick Lamar has. But he's a hit maker, bro. He's a home run hitter, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with Kendrick. I listen to Kendrick, but the difference between Kendrick, Cole, and Drake, I feel like, is that for me personally, there's two types of music. There's a type of music that gets you away from your reality, and then there's the type of music that
it brings you into your reality.
Exactly.
I feel like that's actually a good way to look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kendrick makes a lot of music that brings you into the reality of what's happening. J. Cole, in a sense, kind of brings you like that. But Drake is here for a good time. He gets you out of that reality. He's like, you don't want to think about your problems? All right, fuck it. I feel like that's where
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That is the embodiment of Drake. Damn. There's always been the critique of Drake though. And the culture that Drake kind of participates in via his music.
For sure.
It's
based in reality, in a sense.
I mean, I was gonna talk about the sustainability of it. Even think about that interview Drake did with Lil Yachty, and all the shit that he's confessing to. Some of the more unfavorable aspects of Drake's life that he perceives as unfavorable are obviously a product of his circumstance. You know what I'm saying? And the lifestyle and the the entertainment he makes is parallel to the way he lives his life. You know what I'm saying? I heard some shit about the Bobby, that one blonde girl.
Bobby Millie Brown?
Is that her name? The white lady?
Was she Stranger Things?
No, bro. No.
Oh.
The one white lady who they had the podcast and they had to take it down.
Oh, Bobby Althoff, the fucking awkward shorty.
Yeah, bro. So apparently Drake pulled the whole like stunt to get that shit taken down.
I heard about it, the whole Tiger shit.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, yo, but this man's whole life a media stunt? You know what I'm saying? And if so, how does he feel about that? Because I really want to know.
I bet it is, bro.
No, I mean, yeah.
Everything is strategic with that man, bro.
Yeah.
Everything, bro.
But what does it mean, and what is it like? How do you think it feels to live your life like that? Like, if you just could imagine.
Paranoia,
Paranoia?
bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least for me.
I imagine a sense of
What time is for myself?
Yeah. Unless you're like a psychopath and you like that stuff. It's kind of manipulative, and I imagine someone might get off on it.
Oh, for sure, you know.
But
Power corrupts, and Drake's at the top of the game.
do you think Drake's still at the top of the game? Like, hold on, like top.
Yes, bro.
Okay, but elaborate.
Bro, nigga, he's been relevant since 2009. What do you mean? Who's been relevant since 2009?
Okay, but Jay-Z...
Music-wise.
Hold on.
Jay-Z's been relevant business-wise.
Okay, but hold on. Is relevance the same as tip top? Is relevance the same as pinnacle?
Okay.
Is relevance the same as dominance?
All right, so if you're number one hit away from Michael Jackson's record, what would you call that? Is that not dominance? If you're number one hit away from Michael Jackson all time?
Here's my question, and this is the question, right?
In less time.
But hold on. How long ago was that hit made?
What?
How long ago was that hit made?
The last hit for him? For Drake? Or
Yeah. That hit that's number 2.
No, it's not that. He needs... So, I think Michael Jackson has like 15 number 1 singles. Drake has 14. He needs one more to tie. He needs one more number 1, like a song that goes number 1 to tie Michael Jackson.
Okay.
At the most number 1 track.
When did he get the last number 1?
I think it was probably Kiki.
How long ago was that, bro?
That was definitely 5 years ago.
So it's been 5 years since he's had his last number 1. But this is why I'm asking the question. I love Drake. Hold on.
Of course.
But this is why I'm asking the question. Is relevance the same as tip top? Because if you told me he dropped the biggest hit of the year last year, Drake's on top.
Sorry about that. Jalil's calling me.
Oh, is that your ride, by the way?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is Jalil your ride? Is the one? Okay. You driving right now?
No. Someone did drop me off though.
Okay.
But what do you mean? What is tip top in a sense? So what do you consider tip top?
That's another good question.
Because I feel like if I give you my answers, it's gonna be construed because we might have different versions of tip top. Because I think tip top and relevance is one of the same. Because I don't think just because Jay-Z's the best, like the GOAT in terms of like mogul, like being a rapper and translating after a rapper.
No. So, but this is why I said I mentioned Jay-Z, because here's the thing: he's managed to be relevant, however, not dominant. Jay-Z has never actually at any point in time
been dominant.
No, he's never had the best album in the year, whatever, right?
He's always been relevant though.
But he's always been relevant, and that's why I can't necessarily associate dominance with relevance. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't necessarily.
Drake is both. I'd say.
Okay.
Drake is both. He's dominant and relevant. Think about it. Who else is gonna catch up to Michael Jackson if you're not dominant or relevant.
It's a recipe for success.
You know what I mean? Who else to do it? Probably Bad Bunny. That's probably the only other person I see doing it. And that's, you know, right now Bad Bunny is very early. Bad Bunny is a baby in his artistry career. You know, he just popped off a couple years ago.
I'm gonna sound crazy. I don't think Bad Bunny has nowhere near the same career as Drake.
You're wildin'.
Nah, bro, I'm dead ass.
You look at where Bad Bunny is in his career.
Nah, I am wildin'.
And you look at where Drake was in his career, where Bad Bunny was. Drake was not global. Bad Bunny is global, bro.
I know. I guess that critique is more of talking about sustainability. I want to see how long Bad Bunny can keep it up.
That's a different story. That's a different.
And I guess this is also, I think, a question for us. Like, how much the sustainability factor into your
your reign?
Your assessment of a good musician, right? Part of the reason why I think the conscious stuff is successful is because it's always relevant, actually. And the thing is that although it may not always be dominant, it always has a presence. You know what I'm saying? Part of what makes Kendrick Lamar so sustainable, part of what makes Kendrick Lamar such a great artist is that he is such a sustainable artist. And over the span of, from 2012, you can go even earlier than that with Section 8, right? But really since 2012, when he really broke out.
With Good Kid.
With Good Kid, Mad City. And today, 2023.
He's dropped maybe 4 albums?
I think he dropped 5.
Something like that.
But he dropped 5 albums. They were all good. That's the other thing. They were all, even if they weren't great, do you know how hard it is to make 5 good albums?
No, it's facts.
That's difficult. Do you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z didn't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got blemishes on his resume right now.
For sure. Drake hasn't even done that.
Drake has hella blemishes on his resume.
You know what I mean? Drake probably has maybe... He has a good amount of good records. Good records. Not great. Good records. I think Drake got a lot of good records.
And that's the drawback you take, right? And that's the give and take with artists like Drake and Kendrick. Right. With Kendrick, you get one thing. You gonna get good albums.
You get great. I was just about to say
with
that.
Kendrick, with Drake, you gonna get hits.
You gonna get moments.
You gonna get moments.
You gonna get great moments. Because when Drake dropped, it's a moment in fucking... everything. When it's musically, culturally, you know what I mean? Drake is kind of
I know what you mean.
An enigma in a sense, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And I agree with you. But that's also why, in my mind, Drake and Kendrick Lamar are equally amazing.
Of course.
But for different reasons.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So... how much does sustainability, right, factor into your assessment of an artist?
It plays a big role, to be honest, because I might not resonate with all of Kendrick's stuff. But I can respect why it resonates for so long. I can see why it resonates for so long. You know what I mean?
Okay. But at the end of the day, it sounds like your personal attraction and pleasure with the music is more important.
Yeah, for me. That's the thing. Everybody goes to music for different things.
Yeah.
That's what I personally go for music. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what catches my ear. It's not necessarily what you're saying at first, it's how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Because I could be, bro. There's certain animes that pull up, and in the opening, man, I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but I feel them. You know what I mean? I feel them.
I know exactly what you mean, brother. You don't gotta tell me twice.
So it's definitely about the feeling for me, for sure.
Yeah. You know how many minutes has been running over there? Can you see?
50. I don't know. I don't know. I think you might have 12 minutes left. Is that what that is?
Yes, I do only have 12 minutes left. Okay, that's perfect.
That's crazy.
We'll talk for a minute.
We did talk for a minute, bro.
So now
we didn't really talk about
Nah, I mean, we did though. You know what I mean? Like, this was like just a podcast, bro.
Honestly, it wasn't even, it was just us talking.
Yeah.
To be honest, it wasn't, you know.
We have some good moments, bro. We have some moments in here. So I think my last question, I mean, this is like, we'll just end it here, bro.
Yeah, it'll probably last the next 12.
Maybe. But what do you want to do? What are your music goals, bro?
Oh, man, that's tough.
Like, no, but like, just dream a little bit, bro. Like, close your eyes. You know what? Let's do a little exercise, bro. Let's do a little exercise. Okay. Close your eyes.
Yeah.
Take off my glasses. Take off my glasses. All right. When you close your eyes, right, and I say the words, successful music career, what do you see?
Bro, I see me is it bad that I see me and Drake? Like, I see the one, you know how everybody's like, oh, this person's replacing this. I see me replacing Drake. That's what I see. That might be a lot, you know what I mean? But that's what I see. Especially with everybody comparing me, a lot of people have told me, even now when I've tried to like shy away from, obviously, because Drake is my favorite artist, obviously I emulate him. But even when I try to shy away from him, and I don't even hear myself like sounding like Drake, everyone's like, you kind of sound like Drake. And I'm like, what in the fuck? You know what I mean? But that's what I see. When I close my eyes and I see successful music career, my success, I see me, like, I see Drake handing me the torch.
Shit.
But shit.
Okay. All right, bro. You got any last? You want to ask me a question and then we head out?
Daniel. What do you see when you close your eyes?
All right, let's do the exercise again.
And you be 100% honest with me, because I was 100%. As crazy as I sounded, you know, as outlandish as I sounded, you gotta be.
I'll tell you what I see right now. I see a bookstore here in Lawrence, Massachusetts. I see it looks like something like the interior to that one bookstore that I went to a bunch of times in Oxford that I can't remember the name of now.
Sheesh.
Blackwell's, something like that.
Shout out Blackwell's.
That might not be the name. But I see the interior of that bookstore, and I want to open something like that here in Lawrence. And I want to like have like a little podcast studio in there. You know what I'm saying? I want to sell books out the front. I want to have like a little photo studio, do a video production space up in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean that's that. If I can accomplish that, and make that like a sustainable space, that feels like a success for me, brother. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Because honestly, yo, one thing that I believe now is that why leave the hood? We can honestly build it right here. We have the power, we have the tools, we honestly have all the people around us. We need to make it happen. We just need to come up with the plans necessary to instruct our path forward.
That's fire.
But that's a conversation for a different day. My brother, J-Ron, I appreciate you coming in, bro.
Thank you for having me, man. Pleasure.
Yo, I love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
I want you to know that, bro.
Love you too, bro.
Just want you to know it. Good looks for watching the old Dirty Time caption.
I go by Cello.ri. You can follow me on Instagram.
I'm going to drop all his information in the description below and in the notes for the podcast feed. You know what I mean? You already know the deal, man. Just keep it up, sub, follow, share, whatever. Deus Ex Machina.